Hey, November 26th here, Happy Dog Farm. I'm in the tack room. Shop is progressing. This is the progress report. Shop progress report. The floor is poured, so I think that's episode 6. Episode 6 is over. We're moving into episode 7, the walls. Behind me is the first wall to go up, and this is a new wall. It's a fake wall. It's been studded from the other side, and I'll show you that. And that is so that I can have insulation on the other side for the wall that will be inside the shop. The advantage to this wall is it certainly has brightened up the tack room. The disadvantage of this wall is that most of the light in the shop came from the lights in the tack room. So there's that. The only challenge I'm really facing is that piece of Romex is the lighting circuit for all the shops, and it runs through my shop, and I want everything enclosed. So I gotta deal with that. So that's why that one little cutout there isn't enclosed. Let's go look into the shop. Well, besides dust, here you can see a poured floor and sawdust. I'll be vacuuming in here. And that's the other side of the wall. And that's my lantern. And reason is I've got two relatively small lights in here, and that little reflector gives me a nice little bit of fill light on the cutting table. What I have is a piece of a pressure-treated footer on the shop floor, and then 2x4s going up to a stringer up on the top, and then my joist. Now, I'll tell you little conveniences. You notice that 2x4 in the middle is flat; it's not on edge. Well, nothing in a barn appears to be really straight, true, or plumb, and that includes the walls. What a level tells you and what measurements tell you, they lie. So by putting that 2x4 at the edges of the plywood, putting it on flat like that, that gave me a lot of latitude for keeping the sheets square and still hitting the 2x4 with the fasteners, getting it solid and not splitting it. So I just made them on edge like that, and it worked really well. That wall's very solid. So I have the vacuum in here. Here's my little heater to keep my backside warm while I'm at the cutting table. The next step, that oak up there needs to get removed because that's actually wonderful 8-foot clearance from the kick plate to the bottom of the next plate up. So there's a fancy word for it, I can't remember. Anyway, all that wood needs to come out. That's beautifully aged oak, and when you run it through a planer, it looks gorgeous. Here's some that I've already taken the nails out of, and this will go up in the hayloft for other projects. Dottie had the idea that I could sheathe the outside of my main door with it. That's an idea. I hadn't thought of that. There's going to be a man door in it, so I don't know how well that would look. But everything going up to that top rocker has to come off the wall. So that's kind of the next step. There's a lot of things I'd rather do first, but it's a waste of time if I don't do this systematically. The idea is I will stud and sheathe this exterior wall. Once that's done, I will put critter guards up there before I start insulating the ceiling. Let me show you what I mean. Walking down to the outside of Dottie's shop, which hindsight I would have done a little differently, but you can see it's sheathed. But if you look up there, you see the wire mesh. Zoom time. That keeps cats, birds, and critters from nesting up in the insulation. and you have to put them on both ends because they like to come down from the hayloft as well as fly in here and make a home. The birds fly in and the critters climb down from the hayloft. So I got to get a bunch of that wire, and I have to come up with a plan, because part of that plan has to do with redoing the lighting circuit. I kind of want to start putting everything in conduit. So, I'm pleased. Oh yeah, this is a big deal too. The heat's back on in Dottie's shop, so now I have a place to dive in when I'm tired of seeing my breath. It gives me a place just to sit down and get warm. So, that's all for today's update. But I feel like I got good progress. I'm having a surgery done on my right hand next Monday, and I'll be out of commission for a week. So I feel a little bit of pressure to get as much done as possible before that's done, because this is not going to be high in the priority. I'll just let it be. Get a good book, read, let my hand heal. No big deal. Just, it's that backhoe thing from a couple years ago. It's just getting worse. Well, that's everything from Happy Dog Farm. Thanks for cheering me on. Lots of support. I appreciate it. And I hope if I'm making mistakes, you'll tell me. And if I teach you something or you see an idea you like it, I hope you tell me. Thanks a lot. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.